Hello and welcome everyone to episode 216 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece read-through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derrick Bittner, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, of course, freelance letterer Brandon Bovia, and man, I feel like this set really does feel like we're kind of building off of last week. It feels like the tension it just keeps rising with the stakes and everything, the action. Like we're kind of, I'm tempted to say all over the place, but like in a good way. I feel like we're kind of boiling it down, if that makes sense.
In a lot of ways, we're spreading out in a lot of different directions, but it's also like nothing's static. I think is the big thing is like each character is dealing with something, and they could be on the winning side, they could be on the losing side, it could be going well, it could be trending a little not so well. It's like nothing is set in stone in any one place, and you definitely get the sense that there's still characters holding back that have not gotten involved yet. So this is only like round 1 of God knows how many, and we're still
much so.
The thing that's crazy to me is we're still in Act 3.
Yes.
When there's like a good chunk of chapters left, they're like, when does Act 3 end? Because I think we began with Odin's flashback, and that was a while ago.
Yeah, that flashback was it was like 950s, 960s, I think was the start of Act 3.
This has definitely been one of the longer acts, it feels like.
Yeah, so far. We'll
see how that all pans out, I suppose. It'd be really weird if this was just the rest of the arc was just Act 3. It's like, screw it. It's just all close enough.
Oh man, once if you know, we'll get to the end of Act Point, and that's all I'll say on that matter.
Oh man, but also it's like we are after this episode 5 chapters away from 1000.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
it's the biggest milestone in the series as far as I'm concerned. It's a privilege that so few manga get to achieve. So I'm excited to unpack all of that, and we're just that one extra step closer this week. So.
And who knows where it's going to go? There's a lot of different ways they can go with it, ways I could not expect with it, because again, it is all over the place. So
I think my one little the thing I'll say is that like once you realize that you'll have a good idea of like where we're gonna kind of gonna go by chapter 1000. I think there will be things that will become very clear about how like the nature of this conflict will bear out, and I think it's pretty great. It's pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie.
I am so curious.
Yeah, but for now,
we
still got five more chapters to get through.
Let's get started with chapter 991. Let Us Die, and it's time for a tearful first hug after 26 years between Pound and his twins. It's very sweet. Pound is just losing his mind.
This is super, super wholesome. And again, we talked about this, just sort of the, I don't know how I feel about, keeping Pound alive, or, Oda doing his fake outs kind of, in a way, can start to undermine like the actual character deaths. But I think in this case it's worth it. I think this moment is super sweet, and I'm glad
minor enough of a character. It's nice for them to finally get a happy ending. Pound's existence was just pain.
Yeah. I feel like Oda probably felt a little bad.
Give the guy a win. He sacrificed himself so they could get away, and only his grandson could really recognize it. So
yeah. Oh man.
Speaking of, little guy is celebrating down there, is standing. So he's doing well.
Right? Yeah. Oh, can he walk now?
He might be able to walk now. He's like, I'm so used to him being carried everywhere. So
wow. They grew up so fast.
I guess so. But let's get into the chapter itself, as everybody is reacting to the fact that Drake has switched sides. and figuring out like, okay, why is he attacking the numbers? He looked just like a dinosaur, so he must be one of their officers. And like, what is going on here? And we flash back to a conversation that Drake had with Kobe, where he's like, the thing about Luffy is when he's a friend, he's so close to you, but when he's an enemy, he's completely out of reach. That's the kind of person he is. It's like, what does that mean? Well, Luffy has the power that pulls people toward him. And
I love this because it feels like such a direct callback to Marineford. It feels so like, well, not even just Marineford, but that specific sort of like, when he's an enemy, he's completely out of reach. I feel like that is Kobe being like, I was right there, and he just,
mm-hmm.
You're speaking from experience. But and again, I do, as we talked about before, but it like to see Kobe talk about Luffy with just like such enthusiasm, and you just have Drake just being like, what are you even talking about, man?
Shut up, you dork.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Almost that. I've been told by people that apparently, I forget the organization, but apparently they're in the same organization, and that's how they're sort of talking. I want to say it's Sword, but I'm not.
Yeah. Sure. They mentioned when we learned in the Act 2 to 3 break.
Yeah,
is when we learned that Drake was ex-Navy, but also kind of sort of not really. He's part of something called Sword. I specifically not calling that stuff. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. I'm sure it's stuff that'll come up later, but it's how they know each other, and apparently allows a little bit more freedom of conversation. I guess probably specifically because he's undercover, so it's like no, you can trust him. This is probably a good one to work with if should the need arise.
I think the way we talked about it last week, where it was sort of that like the way Kobe was like very very sheepish to kind of sing praises of Luffy in public next to royalty no less, right? Like not so sure, but to do it with his coworkers, like it's cool, it's chill, it's fine.
Luffy responds like, oh, I know you. And you want to defeat Kaido, huh? He's like, I can't tell you the reason why, but our goals are aligned. And Zoro immediately attacks him. It's like, no, don't do any last minute shifts. You can't. This guy is under Kaido's wing, just like Hawkins. Don't pay attention. And he's like, no, I've been flushed out of the position. It's like, oh, you think we're your next shelter? And Frankie's like, no, I don't trust that guy. He turns his coat too easily. And Jinbei is like, no, stay away from Luffy, Drake. Even in the Pirates world, there is a code of honor, and they're all steadfast against him. Luffy's like, sure, he can be on our side.
And of course, I love the role. No, he can't. Shut up, Captain, you moron. They're like, all right, who's the captain here? And I love that is how Page One and Ulti are like, okay, so I guess that guy is supposed to be the leader. Like it seems like he's the boss, but they're all kind of talking smack to him. So it's fun. The sort of thing. It doesn't really get resolved in this scene, but I do, again, I always appreciate the Luffy is just immediately like, yeah, sure, it's fine.
Yeah, he just immediately trusts him. He's like, all right, yeah, that's Luffy just has that intuition.
Yep.
Oh boy, but Page One Ulti are not having that.
Yeah.
So they just start smacking through the samurai with their dinosaur powers. And Sanji recognizes the Page One from the capital, and who's the cutie? Most of her face covered, but still a cutie.
Oh no.
Just saying, nope, you're never going to get another chance to see Kaido. When all of a sudden, Page One is hit by the special attack Green Star Skull Blast Grass. Thank you.
Which, hey, Usopp's getting in on it. Well, is what you think.
Because Ulti asks, who did that? Yeah. And he just goes, I'm Nami. My favorite kind of pest control is getting rid of lizards. I hope you're ready for this. Which I love how it plays into the joke. Is like, that can't be Nami. But also, as Oda talked about previously in an SBS, he always draws talking characters with their mouth open. So Nami has her mouth closed. That's his other little visual indicator there.
She's just like, what are you talking about? And then of course, it's Usopp hiding behind Nami, and she turns around and smacks him. It's just kind of like, stop hiding behind me. But they believe it. It's like, it's that woman. She did it.
Whatever. The battle's already started. So do your worst. And they both take off running.
Oh dear, I leaving Usopp and Nami together is not going to end well.
No. Again, it'd be easy to give Usopp crap for this in the middle of this, but also because he's back to his cowardice ways. This is an emperor. This is a war.
They've been proven to be dangerous. I think this is fine. There's something else with this I have issues with. We'll talk about later. But them specifically running from this, I'm like, yeah. I buy that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sanji, this is good on Sanji saying, Usopp, I'm counting on you to keep Nami safe for me. That's the fact that he's trusting Usopp with it is saying a lot.
Hey, man.
So the two of them, him and Luffy, rush off because they got to catch up to Kinemon. And that's when he immediately notices Apu coming. He's like, hey, cover your ears. And sure enough, here's Apu trying to get him to use Slash on him.
I didn't notice this the first time. I think Luffy was reading the future.
Oh, yeah, he might be reading the future in that case. You're right. It's hard to see how much of the visual indicator he goes for because he doesn't do the thing that... oh, gosh, I'm blanking on his name. But, the thing is like...
Katakuri?
Yeah, Katakuri is doing was like, oh, you're going to do this.
Oh, yeah.
But Apu is admonishing the fact that Jaki, Goki, and Juki are all down. It's like, you're a pathetic sight. So that the 10 of you had laid waste to countless towns and towns together. You can't get clobbered while you're drunk at a party. That's not funny. And meaning we have 7 more of these guys. Speaking of, here's number 8.
yeah. Would you like 10 oars?
That is insane. 10 oars.
Yeah, and also I feel like up to this point we hadn't really been, at least I felt like I hadn't been sold on the scale of the numbers yet. But seeing that shot of Hotshot just like holding one up and seeing sort of the regular sized folks, like, okay, now I see that these are oars size, and I'm like, how are they fitting inside the castle? Jesus Christ.
It is massive. It's also interesting again because we got sort of a breakdown of how sort of the playing card nature of some of Kaido's forces. It just how they're arranged. The fact again, 10, as you said, 10 oars, but also they're below the Tobi Roppo and Queen and King and all that. Holy crap.
Yeah, that does say something, doesn't it? And I feel like, what was it when Kaido said, he's like, I'm going to show you the greatest army in the world. He's like, no, he's really good. He's got everybody, like I feel like this is actually doing a good job of selling, like, this is what like the world's like biggest pirate army feels like, even a step above Big Mom felt like her family and her forces were like extremely powerful and extremely what's the word I'm looking for, but very, very kind of like densely packed, right? Like it felt like very formidable foes. It felt like a big overwhelming challenge to overcome, and I feel like we are getting that and more from what we're seeing of Kaido's forces.
Compare that to Whitebeard's forces. Whitebeard only had oars. Well, Oars Junior.
Yeah.
So they only had one of these ancient giants.
That's true.
So that's an issue.
Yeah, and of course the other issue, which I feel like is sort of like kind of maybe the leading conflict with Luffy's side of things, where he's like, I'll get that guy. He's like, no, Luffy, there's no end to them. Like we got to conserve our strength. Mm-hmm. We can't be getting into like all these little itty bitty battles.
This isn't like Enies Lobby where you could let Luffy go wild against certain people. You have to conserve his strength. There is well, as we'll see, there's a good reason for that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my god.
So. I also love this little gag of what do we do about Hachi or Hachan or Hacha? I think just Hacha. It's too many 8 puns. Jinbei notices that this thing loves Frankie. He's like, listen to me, Frankie, run straight out of this dome. He's just like, you think General Frankie's a toy? I'll make you ever regret feeling that way. He's like, all right, we took care of that. Yeah,
Hacha goes off to play with General Frankie, which is just a hilarious way to get those two out of this room.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Drake and Zoro are still fighting. Which is Zoro's been really determined with this, but it's like, Drake's trying to explain. He's like, at the very least, your victory serves my purposes. How does that suit you? Well, you seem honest, but you're still hiding where you stand. And that's when Apu comes like, with his apapapa. It's like, I'm going to call more than numbers. Sober up and get out here. And that's when both Zoro and Drake attack. It's like, don't go making things worse.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is how we convince Zoro that Drake is a good guy. I love, like, because Drake has always seemed kind of stiff and reserved, and then the first thing he says about Apu, I've always hated that guy. I'm gonna destroy him, but not for you. And then that's what Zoro's like, we have the same idea. Let's team up.
Oh no! So they're about to take care of it when all of a sudden bullets start raining down from above. Because here comes Queen with a friggin' Gatling gun.
Yeah, right.
It's like, man, don't think you can just waltz out of here, you traitor. No, make that a spy. And there's people have taken shots. It's like it hurts, and it's like and Zoro immediately comments, that was a weird weapon. Did you? And Drake says, did you really think you can kill me with that? It's like, unless, crap. These bullets are something special.
He's called Queen the Plague for a reason.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, I love that we immediately like, oh man, all right, Queen, he's all right, he's packing heat, he's kind of a threat. We cut to the dome of Onigashima. The first thing you see is one of Jack's tusks getting cut off.
Yeah, Jack's tusk cut off. Him slammed down, and Kaido having to step in saying that's enough. And I was really impressed by the fact that he does have respect for his underlings.
Despite everything, he still does respect. He respects Jack more than I do at this point.
He really does. It's like, Jack is one of my handpicked lead performers. I will not stand back and watch as one of my most valued men is killed. And Jack is just saying, I failed you, Master Kaido. It's like, no, this does not make you weak. They're just that strong. And we finally get the reveal of the Sulong forms of Cat Viper and Dogstorm. And hot damn.
They look excellent. They look ferocious.
I gotta say, Dogstorm looks a little bit more ferocious. Cat Viper still has a little bit of the silliness to him with it just because of his face. But it's still
I love
cool.
the silliness though. Yeah. I love that, like, every mink just has like Super Saiyan 3 baked in.
Pretty much. It's
just the long flowing hair, or I guess fur. But I love that, like, we're paying off, what they had been saying way back with Zoe. Is like, hey man, if the moon was out, it would have been raps, and then it turned out to be true.
Yeah. And I mean, it's still, I mean, even with the Sulong form, it turned out to be a pretty even battle, because it's like their Sulong power has caused us grievous losses, but you did well to keep the Sulongs in check. And we see that Shishilian and a bunch of the other Meeks are just as wounded as Kaido's men. It really is down to just the Akazaya 9 and Kaido at this point of all the guys up above. And that's concerning.
Yeah. Because now Kaido's basically like, all right, time for field wipe. He's like, how many of you guys are going to evade this? And so he does this blast breath. It's just, a giant, hyper beam, basically.
Yeah.
And then I completely forgot about this. Kinemon steps in with his Foxfire style flame rend. I forgot that he could cut fire.
I love how he didn't even realize he could do it. It's like, it never even occurred to me. He's like, let me try this. And it works.
Yeah. There you go.
And he does get a few cuts on his mouth as well. Nice big explosion. And that's when they all declare, it's like, run, don't make me laugh. We're tired of running, tired of hiding. Just let us die as Lord Odin's samurai. Once we've taken your head, that is. And it's just like,
all right,
they just want to take him out. They don't care about anything else at this point.
Yeah, because it's fun, because I feel like the way Kaido seems like he's having fun. He seems like he's kind of toying with them. He's like, all right, let's see what you guys are made of. He's definitely like, all right,
you've piqued my interest. I remember Odin. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. Let's see. He's amused, but the samurai are having none of it.
So yeah, that's the chapter. No SBS or anything like that. So it's again, it's moving things along, showing bits and pieces from all over, and just you kind of get the stakes. It's like, we got to get Luffy there. but there's a lot. But he also has to conserve his strength, and Luffy likes to get into the fight and help. So that's going to be the tough part.
We're waiting on Luffy, and also, we got to have the samurai kind of hold down the fort.
Mm-hmm. So it's again, it's very Dragon Ball coded with we got to wait for Goku almost.
Yeah. It does sort of feel like that.
But it's also smarter than we got to wait for Goku because he's in a healing pod or he needs to run back from heaven. There's it seems like silly reasons for come in. Luffy having to deal with all of Kaido's forces and have other people help him while conserving his own strength is way more interesting of a concept as far as delaying your hero.
I also think it's a card that I feel like One Piece doesn't pull that often. Not often enough to feel like, oh, we're doing this again.
There's definitely been bits of Luffy having to get through a bunch of forces in order to get to the main goal. We've seen it with Enies Lobby. We've seen it with Marineford. Mm-hmm. But
I think because he's usually at the forefront, right? It's not usually like, oh, other characters are waiting for him.
No, it's not pulled too often.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just well done to distract you from that's even the case because of Luffy and the snake in Skypiea.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did forget about the snake. That was maybe one of the more blatant examples.
Yeah, that was definitely a more blatant example.
Honestly, I think it's funny. I feel like Zoro gets he gets that more than Luffy.
Yeah, he's just lost.
We need to put the strongest guy on ice for a little bit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But let's see how this continues on as we get to chapter 900. Boy, that is not a case anymore. 992. Oh gosh, where is it? Remnants. It's just where is the title? It's hidden.
Where's the title? There it is. Yeah.
Color spreads often hide the title anymore. But speaking of Water 7, it's just a cool water train. It's a party, hanging out with animals. It's a nice one, but there's not much to say about it. Again, it's sort of like
it's I'm a little surprised. We're back in our Fishman Island outfits. I feel like Oda doesn't draw them that often.
No, not really.
Yeah, I'm usually more like, oh, the anime artists were using them for the umpteenth time, but that was sort of the most standout thing for here. But also just love Jinbei chilling out in the background there. The Zoro munching down on some ramen makes me really hungry.
Yeah, it's funny that Kaido's on the bowl of the ramen.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Nothing crazy, but good stuff. So let's get into the chapter itself, where Big Mom is outside of Onigashima having a conversation with Perospero after being booted out by Jinbei and Robin.
Right.
Where she's explaining that the alliance with Kaido was her idea. And Perispero's like, I'm sure it was, Mama, but remember, we've all been dreaming of the day that you become king of the pirates. And she's like, of course I know that. Why don't you kids trust me? He has a shadow. That's a relief.
It's like, it's kind of awkward. And I love Marco just kind of sitting on the sidelines like, I see. In that case, despite your invitation to work together, which is why they were running in the same direction together last week, it would seem our mutual goal of vanquishing the ogre Kaido is no more Perospero. So it's kind of like, well.
And Big Mom immediately addresses him as like, oh, I thought you were better than this, helping out these whippersnappers. So sad how Whitebeard's remnants have lost their way. Oh, you sure? Marco immediately responds like, oh, you sure you're not mistaking the meaning of the word remnants, Big Mom? And she's like, what? Do you think that Pops' voice is still binding us to his will? Everyone who's left is free. It's like, it's just, we can do what we want now. We're not binding to him. We can do what we want.
I do find that really interesting since we do and talk so much about the concept of sort of inheriting the will of another person. Mm-hmm. That is such a common theme in One Piece, and to sort of address this as like it does not overwrite one's free will, and that got me thinking. Just whenever we touch on themes of fate and destiny and all that, and how much of a fine line it can really feel like at sometimes. I do think sort of re-emphasizing we are doing what we are doing because it is what we want to do.
Yeah,
it's just a nice little side dialogue.
Free will, freedom is a major aspect of One Piece. So, it would be unfortunate to have it negated by that. So I think there's always that line of like, there is a bit of destiny, of cyclical nature here involved, but it's still because of the freedom of choice. And it just so happens that choice that rings true to what came before is what allows you to get forward in this world. It's like the closer you can get to that choice, seems to work out pretty well. And it's it's I don't really know how to go end with that, but it just.
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
There, it's like I'm trying to be profound or anything, but it's like no.
I like that. The Big Mom is just kind of like, yeah, you know what, you got a point. Dead men give no orders. Do as you will. It's like, all right. I kind of like that. Like Marco of all people is kind of feels like one of the ones that like Big Mom kind of understands and respects almost. Kind of like, oh yeah, you were one of Whitebeard's, one of his top commanders, right? So I don't know. I sort of like this dynamic feels a lot more even than you would think of like, an emperor and kind of an ex-emperor's kind of one of his big underlings. It's cool. And then also the idea we see Carrot and Wanda being like, I saw somebody, it's on site.
She's like,
I gotta avenge Pedro.
I know who I saw. And Carrot has a mission, which I didn't even think about. I was like, ooh, that's good. That's a good reason that it's Perospero that made it here. So Luffy's continuing to run on, and as Carrot heads off to Perospero, and inside the banquet hall, I still don't know what her deal is going to end up being. What was? Oh gosh, I'm blanking.
Black Maria, right?
Black Maria. Where she's just sitting there playing on her gigantic shamisen, while women fawn over her, and they're just like, the whole island is in an uproar. Do you think they'll come here? There's no room in the tatami room with us. Can you imagine? Will you play a song for us, Miss Maria? And she just starts singing on I don't know if it's supposed to be good or not, because it sort of like looks scratchy, but it's on a snowy night.
Yeah.
Two who wish to be united but could never be together at last will meet beneath the light of the moon. Their passions run high. It's like, I was like, is she casting a spell with this? Because it's showing Yamato chasing after Shinobu and Momonosuke all the while.
Yeah. I even kind of now with knowing what I know about Black Maria, I'm a little like, I'm wondering what this scene was meant to convey, other than maybe that like Black Maria is kind of like our Komurasaki here.
She is kind of filling in for that, where it's like time to get a little poetic as these battles happen.
Honestly, I could just see it set in the scene, because I turned the page and she's rocking out on the shamisen, when we cut to the Akazaya samurai on one side and just Dragon Kaido on the other side, just going in for a big clash. So I think it is kind of just like the cinematic build up.
It seems to be the case. Also, something I just realized, I don't think we've seen Kaido's half transformed form. Oh my god.
We've not. I know exactly when that is. We've not.
Oh no. I feel like that form tends to be the strongest. I don't know, the most versatile. I don't know if it's the strongest necessarily, but
that is a good
I don't know.
question.
I forget how it goes. For example, didn't Rob Lucci typically fight in his half transform form, or did he go full?
I don't
it's hard
think
to tell
he
at a
ever
certain
went
point.
full. Yeah, come to think of it, I don't think Lucci ever went like full Jaguar.
Yeah, I don't think
or Cheetah.
Not that often.
Yeah. So I'm actually really curious about that. I do not know if that is the case, but I do think we're saving it.
Yeah, we're definitely saving it in the case of Kaido. But his roar is rending the earth as they're jumping over above his bite attacks. He's roaring at him, which is turning into lightning as they're driving their swords towards him. Freaking Cat Viper gets in there, like sort of riding the lightning almost. It looks like using his Crimson Cat dance to claw out his kind of do an uppercut. Meanwhile, here comes Kawamatsu with his Kappa style River of the Sea, which just circles around him. And
I love that shot of him just in front of the moon, just jumping up. It's so. I love the sequence that we're like finally getting to see all the samurai just go completely ham.
Yeah, and all of Kaido's members are like, wait, their attacks are actually hurting Kaido? What the heck?
You're right. Which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and it's not going exactly well because Kawamatsu gets sent through a rock, but Dogstorm gets a good attack in with his canine scourge and driving his new sword leg right into Kaido's side.
Cool. I didn't notice that the first time I read it. I was like, oh no, he just did like a flying kick with his sword leg. I
love that Kiku and Izo have similar attacks with the fallen snow size and the slicing round. So Izo has special attacks using her his bullets. So
yeah, we got the sibling team up, and I kind of we're kind of getting this monologue from Kaido where he's like, enough of this nonsense. None of their attacks bear a resemblance to Odin's blades, so why can they cut me? And then we even get Raizo in on the action too.
Raizo might have the coolest moment because he kind of had the most to prove amongst all these characters because he's kind of been a joke character for the longest time.
He's been mostly the gag character of the bunch.
But the fact that he's able to capture the blast breath with his scrolling jutsu, wrap it up because it can wrap around anything in existence, and then immediately toss it out to wrap entirely around Kaido's dragon form and saying, I now return to you, blast breath restoration, and just bam, straight into Kaido, but still gotta get goofy with Raizo as he's running off from the explosion. But it's a sick attack.
It's a great sequence.
And then, of course, the men are just like, how can he be taking so much damage? But he's still standing, and honestly, got a pretty sick ending with this set because they're thinking back to Odin wanting to teach them the Odin 2 sword style. He's like, no, we have our own styles of fighting. No, thank you. And he's like, but Odin 2 sword style is the greatest there is. Why won't they learn it? He's like whining to Toki. He's like, oh, because they would have to fight. A great big fight over who would be your foremost disciple. They love you so much they would have killed each other. So
God. And then just that brief little bit of setup for this shot.
Where it turns out they all learned Odin 2 sword style, so every single one of them
they've all got like the same pose. Yeah, again, like I said last week, that feels like another one of those shots. It's just like Oda has been waiting so long to draw all these samurai fighting together to have their revenge on Kaido. And Kaido just he calls it a cheap imitation. But then they all bust out the Paradise Totsuka, which I think is that is Odin's technique. I'm trying to remember when he used it. I think he used it on Kaido.
Maybe it's when he made his scarf to have that rhythm.
I think so. That might be it.
But because they do that. The four of them do that attack straight into Kaido's old wound, which definitely looks painful. But also, there's some visual indicators of things we'll learn in the later chapters. And I love the crackle of the it's hard to tell whether it's blood or the crackle of the Ryuo.
A little of both, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of both, but it's a sick final panel to end on.
Yeah.
It's a good fight between these guys.
It's sad to say, and I don't want to entirely play my hand, but we've read shonen manga before, so we kind of know where this is going, right?
Yeah, you
kind of in the back of your head,
but
you're
it's they're doing well.
They are, but also just how much it takes and how much Kaido is able to take, and how much it's just in the moment it feels like, oh my god, they're so sick, they're doing so well, and you're like, oh, they're the first group fighting the final boss. Bless your hearts.
Yeah. I mean, it's different from. It feels different from a Nappa or a Raccoon, for example, because they get a few shots in, but it never seems to be significant damage. It always seems hopeless. Whatever.
Yeah, that is for sure.
And I think feels like when you see it, it's like, man, they're getting good hits in. It has that feeling of it at the very least.
Yeah, I feel like that is all part of like the ebb and the flow of a good fight, right? Of sort of who has advantage in the moment, and that is also maybe the thing that is worrying is if they're the first ones to take advantage, then I don't want to see what this feels like when it swings back the other way. So it's like, all right, that was a good first hit, All right. Yeah. My turn.
It's not like Kaido, but I think that's the other cool illusion. It's not like Kaido is just taking it. He is trying to get attacks in, and
he's fighting back,
diverting attacks. So that's something.
And I really, I think about so many other kind of like big long shonen series where like you have like your big final boss fight, and you have to watch everybody like line up one by one as like, oh, it's my turn, oh, I lost, okay, here's the next guy, oh, I lost, and so that we have the Akazaya samurai who are like their own individual people, but are really kind of brought together by their love and respect for Kozuki Oda and for wanting to liberate the land of Wano. So I think that Oda actually let this be like a 9v1 group fight or I guess 8 because we don't have Kanjuro, or I guess 9 because we have Izo. So it's pretty great.
Yeah, for sure. Before we move on, we do have an SBS. And first up is, please draw the Sanji at ages 40 and 60 in the future, please. I'm counting on you.
Oh, dear.
And Oda says, all right, I received many requests about this. Enjoy. So here you go for how Sanji handles it. At age 40, longer hair, but looking honestly pretty dang good. And I love age 60, where he's Zeph. he's got
the Zeph beard.
He has the Zeph beard. He's indicating he has the chef hat. That's good. I like that. He's saying at 40, whether it's a woman or food, I'm not picky. Age 60, I'm going to go fishing in the all blue. Meanwhile, the bottom row is both eyes covered, and overweight and scraggly and unkempt hair. And I love this because it's like, choose your dad, because if if life goes well, he follows after Zeph. Life goes bad, he just looks like Judge.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful. That's brutal.
Yeah. That's wild. It's like, that's how much Sanji looks like his father.
Yeah. Man, really, nurture, not nature.
Yeah, for sure. The other question for this set is, in chapter 962, Daimyo and Vassals, a young Izo can be seen wielding a katana while Kiku wields a gun, but currently it's the complete opposite. Is there any reasoning behind this? Oda says, the gun Kiku was holding was just her brother's gun. Nothing more to it. I'm surprised you spotted that in such a small panel. The two of them had a debauched father and were forced by depraved adults to entertain them ever since they were small, but even if they were poor, they were very close to each other. One of the tricks they used to entertain was sharpshooting, which Izo had 10 out of 10 flawless precision in. However, he was never very confident with the sword. As time went by and he ended up on Whitebeard's ship, when he showed off his shooting, Flower Blade's Vista told him, you should use that specialty of yours to protect others. What good is a swordsman? What good is a samurai obsessively sticking to a sword if he can't protect their lord with it? Samurai is a way of life, after all. So Izo abandoned the sword and picked up the gun. So, interesting.
It's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Their upbringing.
Their upbringing is absolutely dark, but it's also like, again, these histories and who says what to him. It fleshes out the world.
I love the idea of like Whitebeard's ship kind of being where Izo kind of found a place where he belonged, and sort of that's his found family saying like, hey man, just use a gun. just use a gun. Yeah.
I think that I think it helps explain why Izo decided to stay with Whitebeard.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool stuff.
Yeah, and they had even mentioned that like they didn't know how bad things had gotten in one.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and get to chapter 993 though, with the Dream of Wano, and well, it happened. Gotti and Lola got married. Lola finally found herself a man, and Gotti looks pretty happy. Everybody looks pretty happy. Yeah, they're all celebrating.
This is great.
Love is in the air.
This is lovely.
I love Pez dancing on top of his grandfather's like top knot.
Man, I would not have ever thought just like, oh, this random guy with the gun arm.
That would be. There's Lola. The husband for Lola.
Yeah, no, what a. Just again, the ways in which characters' stories kind of weave in and out, and the way that they can interact in interesting ways in One Piece is just fantastic.
Again, I love how the Beige of all of them, the one that seemed like the most like outcast of the new generation, in the worst generation is just I like family. That's what I'm all about now.
He's done a complete 180.
I know. Basically. What a shift from how he was first introduced, and all it took was just marrying Chiffon.
Yeah.
That's
being a good husband changes.
I love this group so much, but I've always been a fan of Lola and Chiffon. But
yeah, and I'm happy for you in that sense to see like these characters who you had kind of grown an attachment to like actually get a really great ending.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I think everybody has those second tier characters, not as well talked about characters that you just can't help but love.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
100%.
You attach to them. Of all things, starting from Thriller Bark. So what do you know? But into the chapter itself, let's talk about the Dream of Wano, because we're in the Flower Capital. It's the night of the Grand Fire Festival. They have no idea that this is their last night of celebration if Kaido gets his way. This is the last bit of freedom, because here in the Flower Capital, the lone place that flourishes in Wano, the smiles of the people cover up the fears and pressures that lurk behind them. They were able to survive because of the furtive belief that the country would be saved by the Koziki samurai one day, a legend that seemed plausible enough to support their faith. And just all the various festival activities is pretty cool.
This is like the happiest we've ever seen Wano. Even, in the Flower Capital, which is, well off than most of the rest of the country. But you still kind of feel the oppression that the people have to go through, right? Like, it's not, life is better compared, to out in the sticks, but, it's still oppressive.
Yeah, they have to just hang in there as best as they can. And you can see how they might be like living up in the city, but they still hate Orochi. They still want Odin back, or at least the Koziki samurai. And got this girl saying, "I wish this day would never end." The carpenter that Frankie worked for saying, "Won't have another drop to drink for an entire year once this festival is over." And then like a priest guy is like, "Damn it! If only Orochi didn't have Kaido backing him up." And that's when everybody starts talking. It's like, you know what I think? I think the Koziki clan's battle is happening right now. I bet they've recruited warriors from all over the world to help, which is really funny. I don't know. That seems pretty implausible.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah. And then they went to Onigashima and sliced up Orochi and Kaido and raised hell. It's like, that's right. You tell them. Today's the day when everyone can speak their dreams aloud.
one sliced up the other, if we're being technical.
True. And even outside in the laughing village is like, this water is so fresh and delicious. A day of luxury. And the air is so fresh here. Breathe in all you want. So they can finally, because Orochi's gone, there's nobody watching them, they can take part in all this stuff that they are denied constantly. So nobody's going to be executed. It's the best day, so let's enjoy ourselves for today is the Fire Festival.
I really appreciate that, like, with all of the fighting that we have going on Onigashima, that we actually did take like 3 whole pages to be like, hey, this is what we're fighting for, right? These are sort of like the average everyday people whose lives, are going to swing in one direction or another, depending on how the events of the night turn out. So I like that, just sort of that little reminder.
Mm-hmm. And and I think it's also Oda being like, you should care about the they're going to get enslaved, but you should probably still care about the people in the Flower Capital, because it's easy to think, well, they have posh lives, so they got off easy, but easier.
They are just They are just less bad. And it's, I feel like it is saying something that now that they all know that, like, oh yeah, Orochi's not here, Kaido's not here, like, we can talk all the crap we want.
Oh, screw that guy.
Yeah. They're drinking. They can. It's all out in the open. It's like everybody knows. Everybody knows that Orochi sucks.
Meanwhile, things are not so great in Onigashima because, well,
oh god, a pandemic.
Yeah, it's Queen the Plague. And what is the plague? Well, they're getting cold and freezing over and becoming like Oni. Being infected by this, and Queen just orders, close the doors to every tower. This floor is finished. This is the shining jewel of my playgrounds, Ice Oni. And it's no.
It feels not dissimilar to what happened in the prison camp.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just like a worse version because they're actively attacking each other with these ice things.
It's like you're watching it spread in real time. I mean, the Ice Oni, it's like they're zombies.
Yeah.
It's a zombie outbreak.
And then we are shown a map that made me be like, oh, I see what you were talking about last time.
Yeah.
Turns out Luffy is only on the first basement level. There's still 5 floors and God knows what else. Like, it looks like a gate before you can even reach where Kaido and the Akazaya 9 are fighting.
Yeah. I think about what is that one gag from Dragon Ball Z Bridge? It's like, I need you to hold him off for 5 minutes.
Considering how bad he just beat me, I'm sure you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. That's kind of how it's feeling right now. Like, all right, go get him, Luffy. And of course we have to have him save his strength. So we have Sanji. Man, I don't remember the last time he used his party table kick course. I was like, oh man, it's a long time since we've seen that attack. But then we get some more cursed smile users. This one might actually be my favorite. Where we have was it Briscola, who is a gorilla smile fruit. But the gorilla is growing out of his fist.
Yes. Every part of him is completely normal, except for the fact that he has the top half of gorilla ready to punch coming out of his fist, which is so ridiculous.
It's so dumb, but it's so good.
And I love Luffy and Sanji just like, why is the gorilla growing out of there? It's like, it reminds me so much of their like nonchalant reactions to like in Drum Kingdom as they're trying to like casually dealing with the rabbit trying to attack them and so forth, and while having just a random conversation.
Yeah, and then I love he's like, why don't you tell me how a gorilla is supposed to grow? He's like, how should I know? And then we get Gorilla Punch, which is also just one of my that is such a stupid attack name, but I love it.
It's like he throws out his fist to slam down the gorilla, and the gorilla like reaches out even further to like punch even further.
Yeah, like it's so stupid, but it is actually kind of dangerous.
Yeah,
it's just the greatest combination.
Oh, of course. And then Luffy notices, oh yeah, there's a bunch back here. Okay, I'm gonna take care of everything. And Sanji has to grab hold. He's like, how many times do we have to tell you to conserve your strength? It's like, it'll take too long to handle all these guys alone. It's like 10 seconds is too long for you. It's like, I'll do it in 3. It's like, because Luffy's like, I can get through this a lot quicker than you, Sanji. And then all of a sudden, here comes Fishman Karate, Shark Brick Fist, which takes out Briscola in one go. So here comes Jinbei. He's like, I'm getting you up to the roof. You must conserve your power. And Sanji immediately does his whole thing that he usually does with Zoro. I was like, who put you in charge? I'm the one dragging Luffy along here. And Jinbei just responds, oh, you are? Sorry.
right, because he's just not used to the dynamic yet. So he's like, oh, my bad. He's not trying to overstep my boundaries. But you know, I love. Hey, man, Jinbei's here to help.
Yeah, I love that his dynamic is that doesn't know everybody else's dynamics.
Yeah.
Although I think he's kind of getting Luffy's because he was yelling at him along with everybody else. It's like, no, don't trust him so quickly.
He's getting there. I love seeing the development. There are parts where he's like, oh yeah, of course, Jinbei feels like a natural fit for the Straw Hats, but there's like these little itty bitty interactions that are just kind of like, oh, I my bad, you know, I didn't know I was supposed to do this or that, and it's always over something dumb, which is, you know, it's never anything serious. It's Sanji's being silly and Jinbei just kind of doesn't quite get that yet.
Yeah. But Sanji explains to him, he's like, you got to keep a close eye on Luffy because if he has a chance to fight, he's going to take it. It's like, all right, I'll keep it in mind. But we shift over to Yamato still trying to get Shinobu and Momo to listen to him. But they're being spied on by the the ninja group.
Well, this is Bao Huang. And
Bao Huang is one of the ones. Like, there's a cat that she has access to that can see through it, and she reports it into King, and King's on top of it. Like, King. I gotta say, King has been presented as a true threat.
Yeah. I think it's. I mean, I feel like that's how we have to balance it, right? Like, we have Jack is the butt monkey and Queen is the silly one, and so it's just nice to see. I feel like other than Kaido, like, we do have to have some level of like, okay, who's like the actual boss around here while Kaido is dealing with the all the samurai, and and how immediately he clocks the situation, right? Where he's like, there's a rebellion of the Kosuke clan to restore their house to power. They seek to place Odin's son, Kosuke Momonosuke, upon the shogun's throne of Wano. Kill Momonosuke and bring his head to me. Like, that will break the will of the samurai to fight. He's like, all right, we're going straight for the head.
Yeah.
Well, no nonsense.
And then we can just take care of the pirates afterwards. So don't worry about that. So here's where Momonosuke currently is. And first one to find him is, I believe it's Sasaki, right?
Yes, Sasaki.
Yeah, found him, and they take aim and just blast, like, Shinobu turns the corner and just blast the heck out of her. She's barely able to dodge as the floor rips apart.
Having a rough go of it. I feel like of all of the characters we've been following, she's been kind of getting beat up the most. Yeah,
because she gets blown away and then shot in the back with arrows as she attempts to protect
Jesus
Momo. She's not looking so hot. And Yamato is just trying to figure out what the heck's happening. And here comes just like this bearded, like, axe guy, like pretty typical, like, what you'd expect of a barbarian. Yeah. Except I think he has like a turtle as a bottom half. Like, his body is coming out of a shell of a turtle.
Okay. Man, I thought that was something else.
Yeah, it does look like something else with that position.
I was like, that is not a place you would want a turtle head.
No, not at all. Oh, but that has to be part of the joke from Oda. That,
I think so. I think that's part of the joke.
It was just a little visual there, and Shinobu's just like, run, Momo. I can't hold him off. And it's like, is that what a shogun would do? And this guy just gets punted aside by Yamato. Just no issue. And we see the theme for Sasaki's group, the Armored Division. A bunch of smile users that have different kinds of shells, whether it's crab or rhino or hedgehog.
Yeah, we got a hedgehog.
Beetles.
Yeah. Honestly, not something you would think of like as like an animal theme, because like they're all different kinds of animals. So but we've got this is our sort of defensive squad.
Yeah.
And so this feels like it is setting up for kind of our first big fight against the Tobi Roppo.
I think so, which you know what, I'm excited for.
I'm down for this. We've already established that Yamato's kind of a beast in his own right, and he's just like, I'm not interfering, I'm fighting for Kozuki. It's just like, all right, just because no more of this.
Sasaki's just not taking it. It's like, why are you intend to interfere? No, I'm fighting.
Yeah.
But time to take a look at what is happening up above, and Kaido is down, bleeding.
We did it, guys.
Yeah, we did it. We totally won. He's down. He's bleeding out from that old wound. It's like, sever his windpipe. Stop his breathing. This fight isn't over until his head is severed. And that's when Kaido immediately starts rising up. He's like, in your spirit, I saw the visage of Kozuki Odin. I could have let you kill me with each throb of my scar, but I like the reasoning behind why he was fighting the way he was. Is like the father help, the way that he wasn't able to fight honorably with Odin. this was his recompense for that. It's like this, and I remember. But you people are not Odin. We will never see a monster samurai of his like again. It is too shallow. You don't have enough power to open up the old scar. So it is less shallow.
And the way that he's
than
like
the scar.
rising up, you know, like they think they got him down, and he's sort of like slowly kind of getting back up as he's having this just sort of just imposing speech. And again, that shot of him with all of just like his dragon tail, you know, kind of like billowing all over the place. And again, just the placement of the moon in all of these panels, I think is just excellent stuff.
Yeah, it always looks so good. And it's like, oh no. Like this is like, I was like, okay, maybe they'll do okay against him. And then the revelation's like, no, I let you get this in because I felt bad about Odin. And I was like, seeing what you had, how much you had in common with Odin. Time for a new attack where he just roars out after taking a breath. And apparently his breath is able to send out invisible air slashes that starts slicing through everything, including Kiku's arms.
Just clean off.
Severs her sword, severs her arm, just gone. I'm like, oh dear God, that is so much more violent than I'm used to from One Piece.
I feel like it is maybe one of the more like I don't know when was the last time we've seen somebody lose an arm in One Piece. You know, I feel like it is way more kind of implied or cartoony, but the way that it's just sort of just clean off and just the blood. The sword
everywhere. As well. Because I believe Law lost his arm, or at least a hand. I forget during Dressrosa. But because he has his op fruit, he was able to reattach.
Oh, yeah. It's fine. Which hey, Law's here.
Yeah, that's my hope is that, okay, keep an eye on that arm. You can get her arm back.
We can fix it. Just don't worry about it. You know, I'm sure it hurts like hell for now, but
that is a shocking ending. It's like, oh no.
I feel like, dude, we're raising the stakes. I feel like that's what that is. We are like, all right, Kaido's he's done playing around. Yeah,
it is not going to go well, and these next few chapters, whatever's going to go down, is going to be a little rough.
All right, current objective: survive.
Yeah, seriously. But before we move on to that next chapter, time for another SBS. This first up is, if Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and Frankie were to become ability users, then what kind of fruit do you think they would have eaten? Otis says, I see. That's quite a fun question. What I would like to see is Zoro would get the fish fruit, the Seiryu mythical type. I want the sword to turn into a dragon rather than Zoro. I think that would be insanely cool. So give the Wado Ichimonji like a Seiryu.
But basically like a dragon like Kaido, basically.
That'd be pretty sick, honestly.
Yeah. That's not where I thought he would go with that, but yeah, sure.
Nami would get the rumble fruit, so she would become the lightning human. So she would take
Inaru?
Inaru's ability, that's cool. Saying a true weather lady. Now no one can stop her anymore, apart from Luffy. Usopp would get the pocket fruit. Infinite pockets in one's body. The perfect pocket for someone like Usopp, who always has something up his sleeves. Which is another devil fruit that was used by somebody else. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, is that new?
No, that's it shows a character. I don't recognize the character at all. He's like has patches on his chin and whatnot. Huh. So it's a pretty minor character. Right. Sanji would get the swim fruit, courtesy of
Senor Pink.
Senor Pink. Thank you, God.
I was about to say Baby 5.
I always want to say Baby 5. It sucks.
Yep.
Saying it allows one to slip through walls or swim on the ground. If given to Sanji, it would become quite the nasty ability. And finally, with Frankie, the arms fruit. Speaking of Baby 5, can't get any better than this for an ability for Frankie.
Yeah.
I like those choices. Those are good choices.
Those are great choices, man. And Nami with a Logia devil fruit is not something I thought I wanted, but I'd kind of love to see that.
I kind of want to see it now.
Yeah.
Next question is, the vassal who taste tested Momonosuke's food in chapter 971 and the vassal who reported Odin's foul deeds to Sukiyaki in chapter 960 are the same person, right? It seems he has been supporting the Kozuki family for generations. When I realized that, tears started flowing out. And Oda confirms, yes, that's exactly the case. His name is Bonzaburo. He's a samurai that was picked by Sukiyaki in his youth, who is immensely grateful for that. So, there you go.
Cool. Yeah.
And finally, I want to ask you the question, leave or life? Oda goes, oh, that's scary. I don't want to give up lifespan. I pick leave. I'm leaving. All right, that's all for the SBS. That's how he ends that volume's SBS. Which I believe does not quite. We have one more SBS before this, but I was wondering if they would start soon enough in the next volume. So we'll get there. But yeah.
Much better SBS this week.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty good.
On fire with these.
Yeah, these are, oh my goodness.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get to chapter 994. My other name is Yamato. And it's time to bring Beijei's story to an end. The blissful ship sails on through celebrating cannons, but it's actually just the Navy trying to chase them.
Yep.
It's like, oh, it's celebrating the wedding. And I love this, the big goofy grin on Beijei's face. What a perfect end for this guy.
I think I love this cover story. I think this
is up there.
Yeah. I would have to think about it. It might be my favorite.
We did a ranking before. I can't remember what ended up as top before this point,
I don't remember either. Yeah. Maybe if
that
I
was
had
as part of the bonus episodes, by the way. We didn't do it on here.
Yeah. Was that Dex of the World maybe?
We might have made it Dex of the World just because it's so cool to see everybody.
Yeah. Like top 5 for sure. Like this is one of the best cover stories we've ever had.
Easily.
I like great pacing, great twists, great revelations, really capping off, characters in interesting ways. Like it really feels like the quintessential. Like it gives you everything you want out of a cover story.
Absolutely. So
closure in ways you didn't think you wanted.
It felt pretty well paced as well. Like it kind of got a little crazy with them all running around in Dressrosa that didn't seem to have any kind of real end point. Like that seems like that was kind of the most superfluous aspect, but it was more to just split up everybody. But you didn't actually solve the problem. I guess the Navy took care of all the issue because they were there. But
I feel like that is something
that complaints.
We do run into, as we cover these, are sort of like, okay, this feels like it's not going anywhere or going in circles a whole bunch, but like this one really, I feel like it really did have a focus. That some of the other ones lacked. So it didn't feel, it wasn't like too much. It wasn't too. It felt just right. It was like just the exact speed I wanted one of these to go at. So I'm like pleased as punch.
Yeah, same here. Again, some of my favorite side characters. Let's jump into the chapter itself as we see the aftermath of Kiku losing her arm, losing her helmet, and it wasn't just slicing up the Akazaya. Everybody was getting hit by these. Like it's causing just mass devastation everywhere. Yeah,
and we'd kind of forgotten, like, the kind of Jack's crew and some of the other Binks, and Shishilian and them, like they're all still there. They're all kind of beaten up and bloodied. And now that the roof is becoming kind of a dangerous spot to be in.
Dogstorm's just like, get away from the roof. You guys got to back up. It's not safe. Yeah. And this is pretty sick. How they immediately take care of Kiku, because Izo ties off the bleeding, and then Kinemon brings out the flame around his sword to cauterize it.
Which is I feel like really a little gruesome for One Piece. I really feel like that this is kind of like, okay, we're getting a little serious now. Like that the concept of a character losing an arm and having to cauterize it is like, wow. But I think my favorite thing out of all of this is just, Kinemon is like, can you stand Kikudojo? Of course. She's ready to go back in.
Yeah. Just not an issue whatsoever. I'm very curious how the anime handles that, because me too. Losing limbs in anime is not always shown like that.
I feel like that was maybe more common back in the day, where they would kind of have to censor that a little bit. I do wonder. I wonder if they tone that down a bit. I feel like here in, kind of 2019, 2020, wherever we're at, like maybe it could slide. Who knows?
I mean, future Gohan from History of Trunks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The games for the longest time did not show him with only one arm. It wasn't until the most recent game, what was it called, the Sparking Zero, that he actually had only one arm. So
yeah.
I'm curious what they do with Kiku in the anime there, whether she keeps the lone arm, but she still looks sick.
Yeah. Again, I feel like they could have made such a big deal out of it. It's like, oh, my arm. Again, she's just like, all right, back up.
Yep, let's do this. And that gets Kaido happy. He's like, that's it. That sense of determination. I love the way of the samurai. Now Roger and Whitebeard, they did it right. And you can tell that Dogstormer and Cat Viper are starting to run low on their Sulong forms. They're wheezing. Mm-hmm. So it might not be the way of the times anymore, but death is what completes a person. Isn't that true? And it's like, and there it was like, that's why he's so suicidal. And when he was introduced, he's looking for that good death, and he can't get it.
Yeah, he's too strong. He can't die.
I'd say the closest he ever and that's probably why he was so upset about Odin being cheap shotted, because
he even said that he killed the person who interrupted.
He killed the old lady.
Right? Yeah. So like he does take this kind of quite seriously, and you can understand. I feel like there are certainly common complaints about Kaido as a character. And he's certainly not the most in-depth person, is what we've seen up to this point. But I feel like there are these things that are there if you look for them. And sort of these little bits of characterization you get. And you sort of understand why somebody so obsessed with, like, how you die and how that, that is sort of maybe the source of, like, why he's so interested in the samurai and in Wano. And then also I feel like is maybe the source of, like, his boredom, right? Of, like, he just wants to, like, all right, I'm just gonna make a world of conflict, a world of war, because, like, it's kind of nothing else. I want that good death. yeah, exactly. And so
I'm incomplete because of this. And again, you can sort of see why losing, like, not having Odin around anymore and not have that true fight with him is what set him off.
Yeah. He's kind of. I feel like that was his one chance to die, and here he is being alive for the past 20 years. Mm-hmm. And yet I like the way that Kinemon says, that there's no glory in losing to you. Like, it's sort of flipping it on its head. They also want to die as Odin's samurai, but not until we kill you.
They want to be successful and then die.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, really funny in retrospect, now I think about it, is that Kaido was personally responsible for pretty much wiping out Orochi's clan. Because took out the two old folks, they were both of them. Took out Orochi. The only one he didn't kill personally was Kanjuro.
Yeah. Hey, man, I feel like there's something kind of Faustian about that, right? Of like, you aligned yourself with pirates. You aligned yourself with a pirate in a political power struggle, and you all kind of got you got your just desserts in the end. So I think that's kind of cool.
But let's check in how Luffy, Sanji, and Jinbei are doing, as they reached the first castle level,
the first floor.
The first floor. Hallelujah, we're making progress. It took only one chapter to go from B1 to 1, so this will take no time at all. Yeah. Surely. But I love how it's like it's Straw Hat and Jinbei. They're really tough. Watch out. And Sanji's kicking somebody. He's like, "Why didn't you mention Blackleg?"
he wants his clout.
Give me my clout. It's like, we gotta move. We gotta get the Kinemon. I want to beat Kaido, and that's when our next Smile Fruit group shows up. Four Tricks and Hamlet. Oh God, our headliners.
Awful. Awful.
Oda decided to go just wild with his combinations. So Hamlet is a giraffe Smile Fruit, where it's basically an entire giraffe, except for the head. The head of giraffe is replaced by the entire body of Hamlet.
Yes.
Which is its own kind of just messed up.
Yeah.
But worse is Fortrix, who got a chicken smile fruit. And
guess what?
His head is coming out of the chicken's butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how the dude's hair is set up to be the tail feathers of the chicken.
Yes.
It is so cursed looking.
They're so weird. And the way that they try to, they're like, ordinary, that word applies to you. Expectations, that's what we surpass. The truly strong keep their mouths shut. And Sanji just kicks them both out of the frame immediately. It's just like,
Stop
we're not
growing
like
that.
It's
just one shot.
I love how much Sanji hates them.
I love how much fun Oda's having with these designs. Yeah. Like, how weird can we get?
just for some guys, just for a 1-page gag. Like, yeah, let's just get real weird with it.
You just know Oda was just like snickering to himself, like coming out of his butt.
Yep.
But less amusing is the performance floor, because Queen is definitely showing why things are not great, because it's happening to his men, the samurai. It's happening to everybody. And it's like the pleasures are just like why'd you do it to us? It's like, so what? All you guys do is laugh anyway. So maybe now you'll actually be useful. So everybody's trying to keep away. The samurai and the ninja that were in here, that were on Orochi's side, are also getting attacked. So not great for them. So this could turn some people on theirs to their side if they survive. But unfortunately, Boss Omasa has been infected. One of the other
one of the
Yakuza leaders sees he's being infected and immediately pulls out the sword to just stab himself through the chest. He's like, if I'm going to harm my own people, then it's better to. And Hyogoro's like, no, you fool, don't. He's like, I don't want to be a monster. It's like, there must be a cure. And if there's no other way, I'll cut you down, but never end it yourself. And I love this sentiment from Hyogoro. It's like, you got to hold out hope. That's the only chance we have. And it's, considering what his life has been like, that
right.
hits.
It can't end here, right? We have to figure something out, and it's sad. Even kind of the pleasures, right? We're seeing Kaido's goons like, stop, brother. Like, we joined this pirate crew together. Like, it's too cruel, Queen. How could you do this to your own? And then of course, the second you hear like, oh, we've created a zombie outbreak, with a virus, it's like, okay, a Chopper help.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I can't whip up an antidote and administer it to all these only in the midst of battle. It's practically impossible. But unlike back in Udon, the mastermind behind the virus is right here. Whoever cultivates that virus must also have the antibodies. If we can just get those, I can make a ton of medicine. And of course, Brooke is like, oh, it just had to be a lead performer. All right, that'd be a tall task. And Chopper is basically explaining, I'm less worried about the way they're going out of control than I am about the after effects. It's increasing their ferocity and muscle mass while freezing the skin. The body just can't handle that kind of stress. So, and Zoro's like, okay, what do we do to keep him down? And Robin's just like, well, we can't just abandon the affected. They'll die. And Queen's just laughing it up. It's like, if you get infected, you'll last an hour at best. Who's been turned on into an ice oni? Your friend, your boss, your subordinate? They might be as strong and lively as they've ever been in their lives. Make sure you hug them one last time before they go. Catch this fever? Don't miss it. And he's just laughing it up.
Yeah.
And of course,
it's fun,
pissing
honestly,
off Chopper.
Yeah. Like, all right, we're I feel like establishing this sort of, honestly, kind of bringing back to what happened in the prison, right? Is like, okay, we're settling this, a doctor versus somebody who, creates viruses, basically.
Yeah.
So
a perfect. I didn't even think about it, but this is a perfect opponent for Chopper.
It is, but then it is also like, oh, this is like the number 3 guy in Kaido's crew.
Yeah.
Although I guess they don't really have to physically fight.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We'll see. I honestly, I could not tell you who's going to take down Queen.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if it was Chopper, but
things are in flux right now. Yeah.
The funny thing about Queen is that I don't know how. I guess he does become the Brachiosaurus. So there is that aspect. Because I was going to say he doesn't seem that strong outside of the plague stuff. But then you think about the Brachiosaurus, like, no, there's strength in there. So
yeah. And they're all over 1 billion, right? All of the performers. Yeah.
So you'd think Sanji, because typically Sanji or Jinbei, because you go third strongest, but
yeah.
I don't know.
For right now, it seems like it's Chopper's problem.
Yeah. And Apu wants no part of this problem, so it's like, oh, this guy's a real piece of work. He just starts knocking on the doors. Hey, let me out. I'm off. Get me off this floor. Open the door. And that's when Queen calls out. It's like, hey, brother Apu, the only antibodies in the world, and he just sort of tosses it to him. If they take that from you, I'll slaughter you myself. So he gives Apu the antidote and says, okay, I think we're ready to start. The Queen presents game night. You got to give him a fighting chance or ain't no game. Killing betrayal, no rules whatsoever. Let's play some freeze tag. So Apu becomes a target for everybody to get the antidote back. So Zoro, go grab it from him. Don't let the enemy have it. Our guys will die. Don't let the samurai recover. So everybody's like, there's like 4 different sides here, like all fighting for it. And Apu's the center of attention now.
I feel like once we kind of dealt with Apu, kind of, from a battle standpoint, it's like, all right, we're gonna make him run around a bit. We're just gonna kind of torture him for a little while. I feel like what I like most about this, and I feel like this whole sequence tends to not be people's favorites, and I wouldn't say I'm like particularly fond of it, but I do like seeing just kind of like we're sort of establishing, we're paying off all the stuff we were doing with Queen in the Udon prison camp. It is sort of like, all right, we're kind of doing a more scaled up version of that, and I feel like it is sort of, even if Queen himself is not directly involved, I think we are still kind of getting some much needed characterization through how he handles this and through how he, basically is just kind of watching it, getting off on it.
Yeah, I guess my opinions on this whole sequence will come down to how long does it last? Because if it's only a few, like if it's done by the next set, fine, whatever, no big deal.
I think it's one of those week to week things. I don't think it'll be that bad on reread.
Yeah,
I was not particularly like, oh, this sucks. While I was reading it week to week, I was not like, I was not as down as some other folks, but I was like, okay, it's over. I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
So it ended around the time it needed to, I think.
Okay, that's good. We'll see how this turns out.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly gives a lot of these characters something to do while they're still. Like, it's actually kind of a problem that there's so many of our characters in this group right now. We're so used to them spreading out by this point. So that gives it a slightly different dynamic.
Honestly,
you're Zoro's there, Brook is there, Robin's there, Chopper, or so forth. So
honestly, because it feels like we had half the Straw Hats all kind of go off on their under their own little chunks. We had Nami and Usopp going running away from Ulti. But yeah, we do have kind of a big chunk. We had Frankie here earlier. We just it's sort of like I feels like we're kind of splitting off one by one.
Yeah,
or two by two, I suppose.
I just realized the towers are split into right brain and left brain, as if they're actually because it is a skull. I was like, okay, that's a pretty good theming. But we're cutting to Yamato, protecting the body of Shinobu's like, do you really, and Sasaki's just like, do you really think you can get away with them under your arms, young master? And Momo's finally asking, who are you? And of course, Sasaki's just like, all we have to do is kill the boy and our mission's complete. And Shinobu is not in great shape. She's just like, I don't know who you are, but if you are on our side, I beg of you, please save Lord Momonosuke. And Yamato calls out, no, I'm going to save you too. I saw you 20 years ago at the execution of Kozuki Oden. And we see young Yamato wearing the mask. That he was wearing at the time. And I'm still super curious whether you could see. I haven't looked myself, but it'd be something if Yamato, now that we actually have a visual of what Yamato looked like back then.
Yeah, like what was actually there.
I wonder if SBS will address it. Because sometimes they do go back and spot that sort of thing.
That feels like SBS material.
Yeah, and Shinobu hears like the fact that Yamato says that your words brought tears to my eyes. So tell me again, who are you calling a fool of a lord? The life of Kozuki Oden brought tears to my eyes, and all of a sudden just bam, 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 just all kinds of explosions erupting in Yamato's face.
And he just tanks it.
Yeah, he just tanks it. And because he's just like, Momonosuke's like covering himself. It's like all of a sudden Yamato keeps talking. Momonosuke, on that terrible day, I ran to Curry to save your life. And Momonosuke's like, how are you fine? It's like, but I'm sorry. All I could do was watch as Kaido dangled you over the edge. Back then, I didn't have the strength. And she hones in on the hedgehog dude and just smacks the hell out of him. Sorry about the misgender. He just takes him out. And Momo's like, who are you? I used your father's name earlier, but my other name is Yamato, and I would die for you. And God, he's so freaking cool.
You understand why I feel like it just more and more. You understand why people love this character like immediately.
The sheer strength on display is unreal.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
are
great.
the upper limits of Yamato's power? I think that's a fun thing to try to discover.
Yeah, that's a fun mystery because right now it does feel like he might be at least like kind of Straw Hat level. Is kind of the ballpark I feel like we're leading towards here.
I mean, if he is Kaido's son, so
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess inherited all that strength.
Kaido's son, inspired by Odin, that can do something for you strength wise.
He's got the horns.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But time for us to get to our final chapter for this set. It is weird to be sub 2 hours again.
I love me
some
some
power
fights.
Of action scenes.
Yeah. It's been very telling that these past 2 episodes have been much shorter, much more straightforward.
Yep. Chapter 995, Akunoichi's Oath. And time for individual sets where somebody asked, Luffy tries to study but gets bored right away. And I love the owl.
Yes, the owl teacher is very great. Of course, we've got like a squirrel and like a Mexican wrestler man.
Yeah, it's something odd. I kind of love the owl because as a graduation gift, when I graduated high school, it was high school. I got a owl with a graduation cap on. It's like a Beanie Baby of it. It's
wow,
like, this is cute. I don't know, and I like owls to begin with, so it just reminds me of that.
Yeah.
It's like that's adorable.
Yeah.
So. But we get into the chapter itself, and Marco is directly confronting Big Mom.
Dude, this is awesome.
That's a heck of a matchup.
This is so hype. And Marco is a sort of casual, like, I don't know what my role here is yet, but I know better than any of them the kind of danger that you pose. It's like, all right, I just got to hold off Big Mom. Right?
Yeah,
like, I'm going to do what I can.
Her from messing with things too much.
And not only that, like, she's trying to fight him back with Prometheus, and Prometheus is just like, I'm losing to mere flames. It's like, Phoenix Flames, baby.
Special properties, got to get that mythical form in there. And she's just like, all right, that's enough for you. And she just grabs Marco by the neck.
There was that little bit of like, okay, like they're kind of equal, and then just yank.
No. The sheer power of Big Mom is freaky.
Man, like, shout out to Marco though, man. He was putting in the work. I respect it.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea what it takes to take down Big Mom. I'm excited to see. I'm so curious.
This feels like in a whole arc of wild cards, she might be the biggest wild card.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know where it's going, and I think I love the fact that I don't know where it's going. Yeah. But Parasparrow's there, ready for a candy bow and arrow to just take out Marco. It's like, looks like I'm employing Mama's help to finish you off. And he's like, well, this is just great. And all of a sudden, as he's the monologue, he's like, there were times in the past when I wanted to kill you more than this. It's all rather ironic. As he gets sliced down by Wanda and Carrot, straight across the face. Just down goes Parasparrow.
Seeing Wanda go too long is also like, it's so sick.
Oh, they look great. They look great.
So,
I think the top 3 designs are still Cat Viper, Dogstorm, and Carrot.
Yeah, Carrot is still one of the best ones, I think. And but of course, also while I'm fanboying about how cool they are, but also like they just straight up, just like straight to the face, the man who killed Pedro. Well, and they're like, that's right. If it weren't for him, and Pedro's like, that idiot blew himself up. You're taking that out on the wrong man.
But we know that Pedro's death brought us to this battle happening right now. It's like, who? And Marco's like, who are you? You're a friend of Cat Vipers, yes? Yeah, you can say that. Like, and Big Mom was like, I don't have time for your little squabbles. Don't bring him here on this battlefield. You hash him out. I was like, you're on your own, Parasparrow. I'm out of here.
Yeah. I love Big Mom's like, all right, time to dip. But it's also like, oh God, where's she going next?
Well, it's interesting. She says, Marco, if you want to kill me, you have to do it another time. I don't have the soul weapons to spare on you right now. So there seems to be
that's the acknowledgement,
a limitation there.
Yeah. I think that to me says that's a tie.
Yeah, a little bit, or at least he doesn't want to face off against Marco and Sulongs.
Yeah, I could believe that, but I also feel like, I don't know, that is like one of the rare considerations. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen Big Mom like look at like a confrontation and be like, all right, not right now.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
yeah. That I feel like is also kind of remarkable in its own way. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gassing up Marco a little bit too much, but
it's rather interesting that both Prometheus and Zeus are knocked out.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
X'd out eyes. Also, I probably mentioned unrelated, but I'm looking at the spread of Carrot and Wanda, and I just every time I look at Carrot, it's like, how does her dress stay together? Because it is literally just 2 pieces of cloth held together by string, just the entire way up. It's just string,
as one does.
Yeah, there's a lot of I guess lots of freedom of movement. I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's put it that way.
That's the only reason Oda drew it like that. Of course.
Yes, very much so. I'm sure this was, you want to talk about Devil Fruit Awakenings. Yeesh.
Oda's trying to get a whole new generation of, listen, I'm not a furry, but.
Yeah. An awakening of another kind.
Oh, boy. But that's when Marco hears just the screams from the pleasure hall. It's like, help me, I'm turning into an Oni. He's like, what is going on there? It's like, Marco's his own kind of wild card. Where is he going to help next? You don't really know.
That kind of does seem to be where, like I should you expect that he's going to get his own 1v1? He feels like he doesn't have as much of like stakes, right? He does, but not in as a directive a way. But he is also
support. Like, I can see him kind of stepping into the Kaido battle also to like one of the, save them.
Yeah. He's like support, but he's also like one of the strongest guys here.
True.
So it's interesting.
But turns out that Apu's kind of fast because Zoro misses the 720-pound Phoenix. Doesn't quite hit him, and the men are calling out, "We're on your side, Apu. Give us the antibodies." He's like, "If I do that, I'll die. I can feel the hostility from this entire floor. Thanks a lot, Queen."
A conundrum.
Yep. So, it's like, we'll get those antibodies back. So get here, Apu, and he's using his scratch boom, taking out a bunch of them, and he's trying to hang in there, and here comes Zoro and Drake once again teaming up. Which is give it.
Great. Yeah.
Apu's barely holding off with his tonfas. Like, wait, you can't team up on me at the same time. He's like, I just want to get up there and help Kinemon. All the time I spent with you fighting is just a delay.
Man,
once again,
like Zoro's trying to get to the roof too, and it's like you're not even at the starting line, buddy. Luffy is at least on the first floor.
True. And I love how Drake's whole thing is just like, I've always hated you. He just really hates Apu.
I love, again, he's just because he's so straightforward, right? That it is just like, oh no, he's a little hater actually.
But the feeling's mutual, and Queen is sort of analyzing what's going on. He's like, curse you, Drake. The moment we exposed your ruse, you showed your true hide. And that other guy is Zoro, huh? Always best to take out the number 2s and 3s quickly. And they've got Judge's son among their group too, Vinsmoke Judge. Which
so knows who Judge is. He knows the Vinsmokes.
That seems like a setup for eventually him and Sanji going at it. Which would be kind of appropriate that Zoro gets king, Sanji gets queen. That's
it would make the most sense.
So Jack's already taken out, so the others can handle all the sub-billion character members of Kaido's group.
I can't believe that. That's so funny to me.
The good old days when Jack was a threat.
Yeah. Short-lived.
Again, it's still fun. It's still so funny that these. I guess because of the matchups, but how much more of a threat the Tobi Roppo feel than Jack.
Yeah.
But people are still calling out about. Brooke is like, oh, I thought I was going to turn into an Oni, but look at me, I'm just fine. It's like, yeah, it's good. It's because you don't have any skin or blood or warmth. You're basically a corpse to begin with. Oh, that's rather shocking. It means I'm invincible.
And I love we've got the whole Apu thing happen. There's just like explosions in the background.
And Chopper's trying to figure out this virus spreads because the body gets chilled, but is that possible from the inside? Could it be that this virus is? And that's when Robin notices your arm, Chopper. Oh crap! I didn't realize, and he got touched, which I think adds a really good wrinkle to this whole thing. It's like, it's a level, our doctor's infected. That's not good.
We have a level of urgency now.
Yeah. It's like, okay, get the antidote, give it to Chopper, leave enough that he can synthesize more.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. But time for Ulti versus Usopp as special attack Green Star Devil goes out, and this Venus flytrap looking thing just gets it right in its jaws, and she's calling out like, "Help me, Pei." Usopp is this dark is like, yeah, got her. Now melt her down. Like he's gonna melt her in the acid, but page 1 says no. It says no. Just rips off the plan and says, you can escape on your own.
Yeah. Kind of a bad matchup, I think.
Yeah, not so good. So Usopp tries the bamboo javelin, which sprouts a bunch of bamboo right below them, but does not pierce. Knocks him out, but does not pierce. So it's not so good. And I didn't know whether to laugh or just feel bad. Like as soon as I saw her go for the ulti mortar, I'm like, oh, it's a good thing Usopp has one of the hardest heads in this entire thing.
I think back to the what was it, the his fight in Alabasta.
I mean, even he says not again.
Yeah. Yeah.
His head cracked, his nose smashed.
And Nami's already down, which is not
Nami's
a
already
great
down,
situation
just
for them.
Barely being censored.
Yeah.
That angle. God, I feel bad. The fact that Usopp is down. Well, I don't think he's fully down at all, but where his role is going to play out, I'm very curious where that's. I hope he doesn't get sidelined too much. I
do think, as sad as it does make me, I do feel like we had already are kind of establishing like, oh no, these dinosaur, these ancient fruits are cracked, right?
Yeah,
and we saw that ulti mortar is basically like Luffy could tank it, but like
I mean, there's a hockey blast going off of that. The fact that Usopp is alive is a miracle.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. And I like that he was involved in the action for a bit, but that also like it's plants versus dinosaurs, right? The dinosaurs are just gonna wreck shop.
Yeah, I mean he ran with Nami, but he also stood up and fought. So
and also Nami doesn't have Zeus, so
yeah, that's true. God, I want her to get Zeus back. I want to see her powered up with Zeus. We haven't really seen it. So.
We haven't. It's been a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah. I do love, just really funny going back to the live action, thinking how like we have to establish how hard Usopp's head is, that she's doing these like I forget how many tons she was saying or kilograms when Miss Valentine was pounding his head into the wax cake.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I didn't even make that connection. But you're right.
It was like Sora's swords couldn't cut it, but the impact of Miss Valentine through Usopp's head was enough to crack open the cake, and Usopp is alive with, busted up eye and whatnot. But establishing that, okay, these guys can take some damage. Some people die quickly, but the Straw Hats, they can take some damage. Nami, worried for Usopp, not in a great shape. She's like, "Oh, please don't kill me. I've lost. I surrender," as people are running all around, and Ulti's just like, "That's obvious. Now speak. I'm on a short fuse. You know why? Because your captain said to Master Kaido that he would be king of the pirates." And Nami immediately goes, "I'm sorry. He's an idiot. Please no more headbutts." So, she got headbutted too, which is why she's kind of down and kind of afraid, which makes sense. Like it's a bad situation.
It's one of those things I didn't realize this until maybe like a year or two ago, just how big Ulti is.
Yeah, Ulti's pretty huge right here, especially in that dinosaur form.
And sort of her hybrid form. Yeah, that like she's like 2.5, 3 times taller than Nami.
Yeah. And she goes, "I swear, we'll leave the island. If you hit me one more time, I'm going to die." And Ulti goes, "Then say it. Say my captain will never be king of the pirates." And Nami takes a deep breath. It's like, "Okay, I'll say it. Luffy will never," and you see Luffy running forward and Usopp on the ground being like, "That's it, Nami, just lie to her. The wrong word will be the end of your life after we made it all this way." And she finishes up with, "Luffy will never stop until he's king of the pirates." Which,
I would remove that monologue from Usopp entirely. Just cut it. Just cut it. Doesn't belong. I think it's bad. I think it's out of character. I know he's the scaredy cat who wants to live. We are 995 chapters into this comic. Toss it.
It's bad. Because he wouldn't lie about that.
Exactly. He wouldn't do that. He himself does not believe that.
I think there's like some aspect of wanting to protect her in there, but again, it just kind of weakens it because it makes it this great moment. It's like, this is sort of Nami's. He's going to be king of the pirates.
I love this moment for Nami. And the just and you got that nice little misdirection. You think she's gonna say it, and even on death's door, right? That she is never going to lose faith in Luffy, like, which is supported by the last 995 chapters. But it is just it is a great moment that is just like the Usopp thing. I think I truly hate.
Yeah, I didn't think about it at first, but the more I do, the more I ruminate on it. It's like,
it does not sit well with me.
It really does just pull away from the moment.
Yeah,
like I get the emphasis. I feel like he wanted another beat, but it's the wrong choice of a beat. Honestly,
yeah.
You know what would have been almost more effective? Just take out the dialogue. Yeah. Just show Usopp on the ground like that. That's all you need to do.
Which I think would also build up to like sort of what Nami is thinking of in this moment, right? And she's, I would like to think that that she is, prioritizing kind of her dedication to her crew over her own life right now. And if you had just shown Usopp, who is also beaten and bloodied and on death's door, right? Like I think that would just sort of double down on what she's feeling in this moment. But yeah, I think sort of Usopp's internal dialogue here is that is some good characterization for Usopp 800 chapters ago.
Yeah. Before we move on to what happens after this moment, though, did you see the ridiculous other smile fruit design in the panel with Luffy? There's a panda, smile fruit where it's like you think the panda is like the one the head and arms and chest of the panda is the legs serving as the legs for this guy, but no, there's feet. So you have human feet, but the guy's head is coming out of the panda's crotch.
I kind of think it sort of dawned on me. I love that all of these smile fruits are terrible because it is establishing that like Caesar just like really sucks at his job.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
They're stronger, but they're not great.
So horribly scuffed, right? Like And I guess, Kaido himself, he wouldn't really care, right? Like, oh yeah, 1 in 10 chance, whatever. Like, oh, they don't look great, but are they strong? And, God bless them.
Yeah, they'll do the trick. So, and again, you have it like this is the good outcome. It's like end up like this. Otherwise, you either get you just end up laughing all the time, but you look normal, but laugh all the time. So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Ulti says, so you want to do it that way, then die. And Usopp's calling her to get out of there, and she just calls out, but it's true. That's just how he is. When all of a sudden, this caught me completely off guard.
Oh, yes.
Hey, it's like, hey, Onami, get her Komachiyo, and the giant,
the lion dog.
Lion dog, yeah, just bites the top half of Ulti's face head, releasing Nami, and it's like, Otama, what are you doing here?
we have brought this little 8-year-old girl into a war with some of the most dangerous pirates on the planet,
and she just saved one of them with her dog. The thing is, she could really, like, with her ability, she could actually start really turning the tide especially with a lot of these.
I feel like we established that so long ago. It's like we're not gonna not use that, right? That it basically only works on the smile users.
Yeah, we haven't seen her try to use it on anybody else, but it definitely works on the smile users. I think there's enough animals still in there.
Yeah. I think because of that. So
it's a weakness that she can take advantage of, and she has a pretty big protector helping her out right now.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I like her getting involved. I think there's a lot of potential there.
I do too, but I'm also
especially if her and Momo meet up. I think that could be a good strength building, like good way for Momo to try to protect rather than being protected by everybody, like with Shinobu and Yamato right now.
Yeah. And I feel like they did kind of have a little bit of a bond too when we were in Wano proper.
Yeah, when they were all with Big Mom. And honestly, I wonder what a reunion between Tama and Big Mom would be like.
Oh, does she remember?
I don't know. Does she care about Tama at all? That's the question. She obviously had no compunction going after Chopper, but there's also other memories of Chopper in there, concerned with the whole cake.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is one of those twists that I feel like really does just throw a wrench into everything, which I feel like is just what has been what is happening and keeps happening, is just like it feels like throw everything out the window. Because like things just, there are so many twists and turns.
Mm-hmm. Like Luffy's trying to get somewhere, the Akazaya 9 the turnaround has started happening on them, which is not great for them.
Yeah, hold down the fort.
There's every character is in a different state of things happening for them, which I think, again, as I said at the beginning, adds a lot of variety and interest to what's going on. It's not just all the same.
One thing I actually find really interesting is that, like, while we have like our map this time is really simple. Like we really are just getting like the floor 1 2 3 4 5, get to the top. But like we don't really have that for kind of where everybody else is at, but it doesn't feel like we need it.
No.
If that makes sense. And I feel like maybe that's because Luffy's the only one who needs to get somewhere, and he just needs to go up. It doesn't feel like, it's like when we see other characters go from like point A to point B, like it's sort of not really necessary.
Mm-hmm. The job here is very simple. They want to help Luffy get to Kaido. The enemy wants to stop Luffy from getting to Kaido.
Yeah. Which I think is, despite the fact that we have like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 different like POVs right now, that like it all still feels really manageable.
Yeah. And we still have not checked in on what's Law up to, what's Kid up to.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting that Kid beat down Apu, but he's not here to fight Apu right now.
Yeah. God, we haven't seen Law, or like, I think he kind of popped him, the samurai, onto the island, and then after that, he's just
He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what there's a get those plates a spinning, Oda. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Now. Oh yeah. Yep.
Before we end things off, though, we do have another SPS. So, it's okay. This threw me off at first because it begins with Sensei, congratulations on reaching 1,000 chapters of One Piece. This volume will include chapter 1,000 within it, so there's only one thing I could say: let the SPS begin.
I hope there's nothing too spoilery in here.
Yeah, I don't think so, because he just goes, "Oh man, thank you so much. 1,000 chapters, huh? This volume truly contains such a memorable occasion. It's already started." His usual joke of people doing it to him.
Yes.
Let's see. The next question is, Oda, do you know how the symbol? I believe this is pi. Do you know how the symbol pi is read? It's read like pi. Then please read this sentence. Oh no!
Here we go.
I don't think I want this. It's a Sonadachi.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Then please read this sentence. Oh, Nami's oh pi are the best.
Okay.
And that's when Oda goes, "Damn you, Sonata!" Come on, man. At a time like this, when I was being congratulated for reaching 1,000 chapters, furthermore, what's up with this bust of a startup to an SBS? It's become about busty oh pie. Will you ever shut up? How I wish the PTA liked me.
I don't want to hear this from the guy who just had like full zoom in on like Nami's cheeks like a chapter ago.
Yeah, but that's not pie.
Fair enough.
That's cake. That's completely different.
Well done.
I shouldn't be proud of that one, but I kind of
am. You should be proud. That's pretty good.
Oh God. Let's see. In SBS Volume 98 revealed Kaido's devil fruit name, but could you please tell us here the name of? What's that?
We should wait on that one. If they say it, should I?
I mean, it was kind of mentioned before. I didn't think this one. That's interesting. Anyway, basically, I want to know Kid's devil fruit.
Oh, okay. This is where we get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the magnet fruit. It's like, I didn't mention it before, huh? It allows one to freely manipulate metal with magnetism. I should have mentioned it somewhere within the main story. Next time I'll draw something about it. So there you go.
I was gonna say, people may remember that I mentioned that back at Sabaody, because at that time we had learned fairly recently, like, oh yeah, Oda never put Kid's devil fruit in canon, so he just said it in SBS.
Yeah.
So. I feel like there was not a reveal.
I mean,
I panicked a little bit.
Yeah. Everybody just already says that Kaido, I mean, not Kaido, but that the Kid is just Magneto. So there you go.
Yeah.
And finally, what a way to end this on. I have the request of a lifetime. Please let Stelly sit on the empty throne. Oda's response.
They might be cooking a little bit.
Oda's response. No. Just no.
I kind of want to see what would happen if he did, and then you just see Emu roll up, and you're like, "What are you doing?
The hell are you?
Get down from there!" Yeah. It's kind of like, no. I'm the king of the world. Get out of there! What are you doing?
Oh God! But yeah. That's our set. What a way to end it on.
Yeah, it was SBS. Good God. That does remind me, since I guess this is the volume that contains chapter 1,000. The volume covers for volume 99, 100, and 101 all they're one illustration basically, and I think.
Oh, I don't think I realized that.
Pretty sure I'm pretty sure this where chapter 1,000 is it's in one of those.
Yeah, it's in volume 99.
Okay, yeah. So assuming if it doesn't reveal anything, I will show that to you later.
Okay, cool.
It's cool that he used 3 whole covers to make one illustration. I think it is literally just like everybody.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Man. again, and we said it before, but great fights. I am so curious where we're going to go for these next 5.
There are spoilers on it. Okay, yeah. I'll wait then. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Like, what do you do for chapter 1000? That's the big question, I guess. That's what.
What do you do, indeed? It's next week. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's next week. I'm so freaking excited, dude.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to more and more matches happening. Seeing what goes on. How are we going to keep checking in on the Akazaya, or because it's like, are we kind of done for them for now, and then we come back to them being really truly messed up, or what are we in for there?
We will have to see, man. I really feel like next week you're going to have so much. Maybe not so much. I'll just say a clearer idea of where like the rest of things are. Like, okay, this is the direction we're kind of moving towards. Because I feel like right now we still are kind of in the setup phase. I feel like chapter 1000 is probably like the breakoff.
Here's the trajectory for the rest of Wano.
yeah. I think in broad strokes, yeah. Because I feel like we are kind of still kind of moving people into places right now. So I'm just, man, next week's gonna be good. Next week's gonna be so good. I'm so like, even if I not knowing, but just 1,000 chapters, man.
I know
that's so cool.
Again,
that's ridiculous.
It's everybody talking about One Piece hitting chapter 1,000 is what got me like curious.
Yeah.
Like, I should catch back up with One Piece.
It's such a cultural moment. Like, yeah, it really is like the kind of the progenitor for why we're here right now, you know. And it took us, you know, a little over 4 years to reach this point. And I think even more so than what we have left remaining in the manga. I feel like chapter 1,000 is like just like such a big, it's such a big touchstone, you know, a big milestone. So I'm excited to finally get there.
Same, absolutely same. So let's see what happens. But with that, I believe we've said all we wanted to say about chapters 991 to 995 of One Piece. Thank you so much for listening, and you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube, or simply BitNerd on BlueSky. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I am Brandon Bovia on BlueSky, talking about anime, manga, games, and my job. And just follow me for more of that. I can't wait to come back next week. Chapter 1,000.
Here.
1,000 freaking chapters. The hype is real. The hype is real.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Almost as hyped as I am about my book. I'm not going to go into it too much, but just as a reminder, I do have a book available for pre-order right now about the communal history of Metroidvania video games. So if you like that genre or are interested in that genre, you can give that a look. If you check out, I have a link in the description if you want to give a book a look, see what it'll look like. It should hopefully release by the end of quarter 3 or beginning of quarter 4, definitely 2026. So look forward to that. And if you'd like to help us out more, otherwise, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derrick Bittner. That's DerrickBitner to listen to the next episode ad-free 3 days early, as well as patron-exclusive bonus episodes, which includes us ranking I believe all the pre-time skip
cover stories.
See where those ranked at. So you can find that episode, and our most recent bonus episode was us actually talking about One Piece in Love and why nobody talks about that.
that was a weird one. I feel like one. We've got, what was like 35 bonuses and 35 Q&A on the Patreon now. We're in the mid 30s. That is a lot of content. So if you want to hear us yap about stuff, like, I highly recommend it. There's some really fun conversations when we're not focused, going full steam ahead on the manga.
Mm-hmm. Not as long as those, but we clock in around 30 minutes to an hour usually, depending on the subject and how things go. So
I feel like at this point it is a good, maybe like pre Wano, maybe pre time skip length. Like if you're thinking like, an episode of this podcast used to be like an hour to an hour and a half, and I don't know, you can do the math, but there's a lot of there's a lot of bonus content. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If you want more from us, it's there. Like the backlog is there and only getting bigger. So you should join the Patreon.
Yep, absolutely. And make sure to return next time as we discuss chapters 996 to 1000 of One Piece. So until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
Luffy will never give up till he wins.